When disaster strikes, we can't always get out of the way in time. If we're lucky, we survive and our physical injuries are patched up. But what about our psychological injuries? After a disaster, we might feel confused, overwhelmed, anxious, and have no idea where to turn for help or how to even start. The Disaster Psychosocial Support Program has over 200 volunteers across the province that provide emotional, psychological, and practical support to community members affected by disasters. This includes providing support to emergency management leaders, first responders, and all impacted workers. We help to empower people so they can maintain healthy coping strategies and rebuild their lives. Formed in 2001, the DPS program is responsible for the development, implementation, and integration of psychosocial strategies, frameworks, and policies within emergency management across BC. We have a volunteer network comprised of registered professionals and paraprofessionals from a variety of organizations. DPS volunteers across the province are educated in psychological first aid in accordance with the World Health Organization. Upon request, this training is then delivered across the province through community workshops, volunteer orientation sessions, and exercises. Our volunteers have responded to a variety of tragedies across BC and under unique circumstances beyond our provincial borders. How can a community request disaster psychosocial support? When resources are insufficient, communities can initiate the call to their local authorities, which kicks the DPS program into action. The DPS program then collaborates with community leaders on the ground and performs an assessment to identify the type and scope of support needed. Volunteers are deployed and then provide psychological first aid in the form of emotional, practical, and mental health support wherever they are needed most in the community. The DPS program believes that no one who sees a disaster is left untouched by it, and anyone can benefit from psychological first aid, including first responders and community leaders. When people's lives have unraveled, the DPS team helps collect the threads. We empower people to help themselves, minimizing the long-term psychosocial effects of a disaster. We also encourage community recovery by linking them to local resources to increase resiliency and healthy coping. Contact us for more information, community training, or to become a volunteer.